The DWP, that's the Department of Work and Pensions, polygamous marriage rules hand extra £6,513 to second and third wives. They are making the benefit available to second and third wives, and it's being increased from April. Nice one. And this is from Alex Evans, December 3rd, at the Daily Express. Who do you think most benefits from polygamous marriages in the UK? This is more of the same, isn't it? It's what people like me have been telling you for years. Obviously, they have the whip hand now. The state is fully in control of religious fundamentalists, and I don't want to break this to anybody, but I'm pretty certain that if you try and enter into a polygamous marriage, you will get arrested for bigamy. But one rule for you and another for the regulars at the snack bar. So let's have a chuckle and try and at least console ourselves with the fact that while we'll be down an extra 13 grand a year, we at least won't have 3 mother-in-laws. Right then, brilliant news this. I'm more than happy. I'm more than happy to just have the one mother-in-law. And I can still eat bacon and drink a pint of best bitter. So it's not all bad, but I would prefer not to be given 13 grand a year to backwoods barbarians that still think it's acceptable to engage in polygamous marriages and Roger 9-year-olds. Oh yeah, also like rattle the relatives and that, but that's a video for another time. Right, the story continues. The DWP is still paying out a benefit worth as much as 6.5 grand to people who are second or third wives living in the UK. Unbelievable. And the amount's being increased by another 300 quid from April. A very unusual set of fully legal circumstances allows people to claim 120 quid a week in pension credit or housing benefit, and this is being increased by the DWP by another 4.8% in line with wage growth because our leaders are in thrall to a bunch of illiterate relative shagging barbarians. Yep, that's why. I mean, you can talk about inflation, but the real reason is because slippery, self-serving, slimy snakes that are desperate to placate the massive block vote of 4 to 5 million, well, they're the legal ones, probably a few million more voting. They're a block vote, aren't they? The regulars at the snack bar are a block vote, and Labour will do anything to placate them, which is why you all remember the ginger growler Angela Rayner.
You stupid bitch, you filthy slut!
Angela Rayner there, you all remember her throwing herself on her belly, begging the mullahs and the imams for the vote, saying, if I could resign to stop the war in Palestine, I definitely would. Please, 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 please vote for me. I will grab my ankles round the back of the Golden Bell End Church and let the lot of you bang me like a barn door in a hurricane because I'm obsessed with power and I'm as bent as Elton John's cock. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but that's the gist of it. The DWP has confirmed in its benefits uprating list for 2005 and 26 that additional spouses in polygamous marriages are being given an extra 5% boost to their benefits in April. And they're all on benefits, aren't they? Have you seen the numbers about their spouses? Something like 90% of them are on benefits at this point. Those who are classed as an additional spouse in a polygamous marriage and are above state pension age are currently able to claim the benefit with no given limit on the number of separate additional spouses who can claim in one household, other than the overall benefits cap per household per year, which they'll just keep getting rid of one, or they got rid of the extra child one, cause the pandering to the block vote that's putting them in power in cities up and down the country. It saw Sadiq take over in London, Sheffield's got an AK-47 wielding lunatic in charge, and Scotland, the entire country, had, well, Hums are useless. We all know about him. The only Prime Minister in Scottish history to hiss slightly and smell of explosives when he walked into Holyrood. Now we get to the rub. Although bigamy is illegal in the UK, the act of marrying more than one person at a time, polygamy, is not illegal if the marriages took place in Pakistan or India or Bangladesh or Somalia or Morocco or Algeria or any one of the other 24 countries that the UK had nothing to do with, but apparently we've got to take them all in now. Brilliant. This is legal where a person has married multiple wives or husbands overseas while legally living in a country where it's allowed, and then move to the UK afterwards. Quick caveat, we can drop that second legally. They don't come to the UK legally. They come illegally, and then they get citizenship anyway because activist civil servants run the Home Office. You know it, I know it. In that circumstance, a person now living in the UK who legally married one or more spouses overseas can see their second, third, or even fourth wife claim an additional $125.25 each per week, as long as that additional spouse came to the UK legally in their own right. A House of Commons report titled Polygamy, published in 2023, explains how this works. On qualification for benefits, it says, for polygamous marriage considered valid in the UK, an award of certain means-tested benefits and tax credits can be for more than one spouse. Brilliant. The DWP said in a statement, there are rules in place to ensure there is no financial benefit for claiming from a polygamous household. One marriage that took place in a country where the practice is legal or recognised. As a result, very few households claim this way. Course they do. Course they do. And if you believe that, you'll believe anything. This is a nation, right? This is a nation so pathologically possessed of this idea that anyone who's got a bit of a tan can't ever do any wrong. This is a country where when they blew up innocent women and children in Manchester, the first thing they talked about the next day was how we all needed to be worrying about the phobia. Yeah, that was the most important thing. Not the children who just redecorated the walls of the Manchester Evening News Arena in a nice shade of crimson, but the feelings of foreigners who moved to the UK illegally. And I can do this all day. This is a country that turned a blind eye to the industrial scale torture of children by at least, 250,000 victims in 150 towns and cities across the UK, and the police and the judges and the lawyers and the politicians and the lords helped them do it, and the current Prime Minister sent out a circular telling them, oh, we've decided that kids are allowed to get buggered by big-eared Bangladeshis, so we're not going to take any part in this. This is the country you live in. And yet they'll tell you with a straight face, oh, there's not many polygamous people getting money for free off the government. Of course there isn't, yeah. And Diane Abbott doesn't eat mayonnaise straight out the jar with a dessert spoon. Pull the other one. It's ludicrous. They're taking the piss out of you. You know it, I know it. It's rules for thee and not for me. You can't get married to 4 separate women, but Akbar Jabari can, and you're paying for all of his turkey Twizzlers. Marvellous. Anyway, if you disagree and you think it's a good idea and we should encourage foreign illegal immigrants to have more than one wife or marry the cousins, let me know in the comments, please. Just remember, if you do think it's a good idea, you should probably remember to go back to your padded cell and slip your arms back into your straitjacket once you've finished typing your little comment down there. All right? Thanks for tuning in, ladies and gents. I'll see you all tomorrow. Toodle pip. Cheers.